Welcome to the land of vibrant colors, ancient kingdoms, and breathtaking stories. A country where history whispers through the ocean breeze, and modern culture dances to the rhythm of drums and laughter. Welcome to Ghana. You may think you know Africa, but Ghana is the chapter that changes everything. This nation was the first to gain independence in sub-Saharan Africa, igniting a movement that inspired the entire continent. Its soil holds the world's finest cocoa, its land glitters with gold, and its people carry traditions that have traveled across oceans and centuries. But beyond the headlines and beyond the postcards, there are secrets. Stories rarely told, facts that will leave you speechless. From a man-made lake so vast that it creates its own weather, to coffins designed like masterpieces of personal dreams, to the emotional and powerful castles that once shaped global history. Ghana is not just a country, it is an experience. So sit back, relax, and open your mind. Because today, we are uncovering the untold, the unbelievable, and the unforgettable. This is the Untold Facts About Ghana. That will leave you speechless. Number 10. The first African nation to gain independence south of the Sahara. On March 6, 1957, something extraordinary happened on the African continent. A small West African nation stood up, looked colonial rule in the eye, and declared boldly, Ghana is free, forever. This moment did not just change Ghana's destiny. It changed the destiny of an entire continent. Led by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, a visionary leader and a symbol of Pan-African pride, Ghana became the first African country south of the Sahara to gain independence from colonial rule. Crowds filled the streets, flags rose into the night sky, drums echoed the heartbeat of a proud people, and for the first time in centuries, Africa witnessed a new dawn. Nkrumah's message was powerful, and it echoed far beyond Ghana's borders. He said, Ghana's independence is meaningless unless it is linked with the total liberation of the African continent. And those words became a spark. After Ghana's independence, country after country across Africa followed the path of freedom, inspired by Ghana's courage, its leadership, and its unshakable belief in self-determination. Ghana didn't just gain independence. Ghana set the pace for African liberation. Number 9. Home of the legendary Kwame Nkrumah, a global icon of Pan-Africanism. Ghana is not just a country of rich culture and breathtaking history, it is the birthplace of a man who changed the destiny of an entire continent. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, a visionary, a revolutionary, a leader whose dream was far bigger than borders. Nkrumah didn't fight only for Ghana's freedom, he fought for the liberation of all African nations from colonial rule. To him, independence was not complete until the whole continent was free. He believed in a united Africa, a continent standing together with one voice, one strength, and one destiny. With powerful speeches that echoed across oceans and decades, Nkrumah became the heartbeat of the Pan-African movement. He invited African leaders, freedom fighters, scholars, and the diaspora to unite and reclaim Africa's dignity. He famously declared, "We face neither east nor west, we face forward." Under his leadership, Ghana became a symbol of hope, a lighthouse of liberation. His legacy lives on in schools, streets, monuments, and in the hearts of millions who still draw courage from his vision. Today, Kwame Nkrumah remains a global icon, a reminder that leadership is not just about power, but about purpose. He didn't just free Ghana, he dared to dream of a united Africa. Number 8. Ghana is the world's second largest cocoa exporter. Think about the last chocolate bar you enjoyed, the sweetness, the smooth texture, that moment of pure happiness. Chances are, its journey began in the rich, fertile soils of Ghana. Across the lush cocoa-growing regions, from Ashanti to the western north, thousands of Ghanaian farmers quietly nurture one of the world's most valuable treasures, cocoa. These aren't machines or giant factories. These are hard-working families, hands covered in earth, hearts filled with pride, tending to cocoa pods one tree at a time. Ghana is the second largest exporter of cocoa in the world. Every year, millions of cocoa beans leave Ghana, traveling across oceans to factories in Europe, North America, and beyond. And when those cocoa beans are transformed into chocolate, whether it's luxury Swiss chocolate, French artisanal desserts, or the candy in your local store, a part of Ghana is in every bite. But cocoa is more than a crop. It is a livelihood, a legacy, a symbol of dedication passed down from generation to generation. Ghanaian cocoa is celebrated globally for its exceptional quality, its rich flavor, and its consistency, so premium that many chocolate companies around the world depend on it. So the next time you taste chocolate, pause for a moment. Because behind that sweetness is the story of Ghana and the hands that made it possible. Number 7. The only country named after an ancient empire. When you hear the name Ghana, you're not just hearing the name of a modern nation, you are hearing the echo of royalty. Ghana is the only country in the world named after a powerful and ancient African empire, the Ghana Empire, which thrived over 1,000 years ago in what is today Mali and Mauritania. The rulers of that empire bore the title Ghana, meaning warrior king, a title that symbolized power, leadership, and unquestionable authority. So when the people of the Gold Coast gained independence in 1957, they chose the name Ghana with purpose. It wasn't just a name. It was a declaration that Africa has a glorious past, one filled with kingdoms, scholars, wealth, and influence. It was a bold reminder that African civilization existed long before foreign powers arrived. By choosing the name Ghana, the new nation connected itself to a legacy of greatness. A legacy of strength, a legacy of royalty. Today, when the name Ghana is spoken, it represents more than a place on the map. It represents history, identity, and pride. A modern country carrying the spirit of an ancient empire. Number 6. The capital was once called the Gold Coast for a reason. Before the world knew it as Ghana, this land carried a name that revealed its greatest secret. The Gold Coast. Why? Because beneath its soil, in its rivers, and deep within its hills, lay one of the richest concentrations of gold on the African continent. From as far back as the 1400s, European explorers, Portuguese, Dutch, British, arrived on Ghana's shores not by accident, but with a purpose. They had heard the rumors. They wanted the treasure. They were drawn by stories of kingdoms whose kings wore gold-covered regalia, palaces adorned with shining ornaments, and markets overflowing with gold dust and nuggets. In fact, Accra, Ghana's capital city, became a hub of massive gold trade, where Europeans built forts and castles in a desperate attempt to control this precious resource. That's why they named it the Gold Coast. Even today, Ghana remains one of the leading gold producers in the world. Gold funds schools, builds communities, and supports thousands of families across the country. And while the world sees Ghana's beauty on the surface, those who know its history understand, Ghana is not just rich in culture and spirit. It is rich in the earth itself. A nation truly deserving of its nickname, the Land of Gold. Number 5. Ghana has one of Africa's most stable democracies. In a world where political uncertainty can shape the fate of nations, there stands one African country consistently admired for its peace, its maturity, and its unwavering commitment to democracy. That country is Ghana. Since the early 1990s, Ghana has demonstrated something rare and powerful, a stable, functioning, peaceful democracy. Presidential power transitions happen not through conflict, but through ballots and unity. Political parties compete fiercely, but when the final results are announced, Ghanaians do something remarkable. They choose peace. They choose stability. They choose nation over division. Observers from around the world often point to Ghana as Africa's beacon of peace. Why? Because here, democracy is not just a political system. It is a culture, a belief, a shared responsibility. Ghanaian journalists speak freely, court systems are respected, and citizens proudly participate in elections, knowing that their voices matter. This stability has attracted investors, tourists, and global partnerships, making Ghana one of the safest and most promising countries on the continent. In Ghana, peace is not the absence of conflict. Peace is a choice, a practice, a way of life. Number 4. The Kente cloth is not just fabric, it's a royal code of communication. When you see Kente, you're not just looking at a colorful cloth. You're looking at history, identity, and language. Kente is woven by hand, thread by thread, on traditional looms in the Ashanti and Ewe regions of Ghana. But what makes Kente truly extraordinary is that every single color, every pattern, every design carries a message. Gold represents royalty and wealth. Blue stands for peace and harmony. Green symbolizes growth and new beginnings. Red honors sacrifice and the power of remembrance. Nothing is random. Every choice is intentional. In ancient times, Kente was reserved for kings, queens, and great warriors of the Ashanti kingdom. It was worn only on the most sacred of occasions, moments that defined the destiny of a people. Even today, Kente is more than fashion. It is philosophy, it is heritage, it is storytelling. When someone wears Kente, they are not just dressing up. They are speaking, without saying a word. They are expressing pride, celebrating lineage, and honoring the ancestors who wove their identity into every thread. Kente is a reminder that in Ghana, culture is not just seen, it is felt. It is lived, it is worn. Number 3. Ghana is one of the safest tourist destinations in Africa. Imagine walking through vibrant markets, strolling along golden beaches, or exploring historic forts and castles, and feeling completely at ease. That's Ghana. Known for its warm smiles, peaceful streets, and welcoming communities, Ghana offers travelers a sense of safety that is rare on the continent. Ghanaians are renowned for their hospitality, a genuine friendliness that makes visitors feel at home, even thousands of miles away from their own. Whether you are exploring the bustling capital, Accra, or the serene beauty of the Volta region, you are embraced by a culture that values respect, kindness, and community. Tourists from all over the world return, not just for the breathtaking scenery or rich history, but for the unmatched warmth of the people. And it's this combination, safety, friendliness, and genuine hospitality, that has earned Ghana its reputation as one of Africa's most inviting destinations. In Ghana, traveling isn't just about seeing new places, it's about feeling at home in every corner of the country. Number 2. The deadliest slave trade forts are still standing. Ghana's history is not only one of triumph and culture, but also a story of deep pain and resilience. On the shores of the Atlantic, standing as silent witnesses to centuries of human suffering, are the infamous Cape Coast Castle and Elmina Castle. These were not mere buildings. They were centers of the transatlantic slave trade, places where millions of Africans were held captive before being shipped across the ocean. Walking through the cold, stone corridors today, you can still feel the weight of the history they hold. UNESCO recognizes these castles as World Heritage Sites, not just for their architecture, but for the emotional, powerful, and painful stories they preserve. They remind us of courage and endurance, of lives uprooted, families torn apart, and yet, a spirit that refused to be broken. Visiting Cape Coast and Elmina is more than tourism. It is a journey into memory, into history, into a chapter of humanity that must never be forgotten. Ghana honors the past, teaching the world that even in tragedy, resilience and hope endure. Number 1. Ghana has a lake so big it causes its own weather patterns. Welcome to Lake Volta, one of the largest man-made lakes on Earth by surface area. Stretching over 8,500 square kilometers, Lake Volta is so massive that it seems to merge with the horizon, creating a serene, endless expanse of water. But this lake is not just a breathtaking sight. Its sheer size actually affects local weather patterns, causing clouds to form, rain to fall, and winds to shift, all because of the water's enormous presence. Built in the 1960s with the construction of the Akosombo Dam, Lake Volta serves as the lifeblood of Ghana's energy, transportation, and fishing industries. It provides hydroelectric power for millions, connects communities across the country, and sustains countless ecosystems within its waters. Yet, beyond its utility, Lake Volta is a natural wonder, a reminder of human ingenuity, and of Ghana's ability to harmonize with nature on a grand scale. So, when you gaze upon Lake Volta, know this: you are looking at more than a lake. You are looking at a force so vast, it shapes the skies above it, and stands as Ghana's ultimate marvel. And there you have it. Ghana, a country of timeless beauty, inspiring strength, and stories the world is only just beginning to understand. From its golden history, to its rich traditions, to the pride of its people, Ghana proves that Africa is not just a place on the map, it is a heartbeat. A legacy, a story of greatness. If this journey left you amazed, inspired, or speechless, then imagine what more lies ahead across this incredible continent. Thank you, truly, for watching today's video. Your support means everything. Before you go, kindly take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. We have more powerful, breathtaking, and unforgettable African stories waiting just for you. And guess what? We meet again tomorrow, same time, same channel, with yet another epic African story. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and stay proud.